Hello, everyone. Manufacturer Collectibles here, and today we have episode I'm losing count 23 of our weekly live stream. And today we have the honor of having in the panel my friend, the bartender himself, Aries from Sixth Scale Cantina. Aries, welcome, my friend.
What's going on, brother? What's going on, everyone?
And of course, the man that you don't need, he doesn't need introduction. Pretty much everyone know who he is. Kenobi, what's up, my friend? Did I pronounce it right? Kenobi, right?
Yes,
Kenobi
yes. Kenobi 2 here, folks. Thank you for joining.
Yes, so we have a very awesome panel tonight. So it's been a quite interesting week for, I guess, Star Wars hot toys and sideshow statues, you name it. A bunch of stuff happened this week. We just kind of wait or wanted to sit back and watch everything, the news unfolding itself and kind of like dissecting everything, every piece of information. And it is pretty interesting. We're going to talk about the new releases. Obviously, this show is going to be 100% Star Wars tonight because guess what? Star Wars week. So we're going to talk about Grievous. We're going to talk about the new releases from Hot Toys. What's going on with the Star Wars figures in the market? That's why we have Aries here, who's going to enlighten us on that, and answer your questions, and and keep the thing going, and maybe closing the Star Wars week with a golden seal. So let's say hi to the people on the chat. So we have Throne here, we have Single Songwriter, Michael Black, we have Joe P, we have It's Popsick, Braulio, Commander Evolve, J-Rod, we have Negan X Army, the Mitraman, Wilcho, Sean. We have a bunch of people. So thank you everyone for joining us. All right. We're going to start with the first topic of the day. This is something that we were talking about previous live streams. Are we going to get a Hot Toys Grievous eventually? And didn't happen. But guess what? We got Sideshow General Grievous reissued. And I have to tell you, I was blown by it. And I'm going to share some information as well. So I'm going to start with our guest, Kenobi. What do you think about this sideshow move of General Grievous?
Oh, I loved it. It was such a sigh of relief. I listened to Aries' video yesterday on it, and I agree with a lot of his points on it. This was a surprise and a welcome one, and it was definitely one that for its price point, I thought was just like, wow, this can work. This can be a piece that isn't going to break collectors in the community, and it's a perfect time, and it's a perfect time to release it. I listened to the Sideshow updates on it, and we're going to get a few improvements on it. I'm happy. I think it's great. It's not going to stop me from potentially buying if Hot Toys decides to release their own. That's fine. I would probably still pick up the Hot Toys version. This is what we need. This is what I like. This is fair market competition that this industry needs, and it's healthy. So I welcome it 100% because we know that Hot Toys has a habit of trying to one-up Sideshow every time Sideshow will release something. When Sideshow releases a Luke Skywalker, we get a better version from Hot Toys. They did it with the 1/1 scale Grogu, same thing. So it's not going to bother me. I'm not going to. I think it'll be a great movement. I think it'll be a great benefit to the community if Hot Toys decides to get jealous and create their own and release their own.
And what do you think about the amount of accessories? I mean, I know it is pretty much the same as it came before, but it's been some upgrades as well. And I think we need to give it to Sideshow because they did listen to the people, right? The people who eventually will buy the product. So I'm gonna move to Aries. I mean, I heard your video yesterday, so I just want you to share your thoughts about General Grievous from Sideshow.
Yeah. Come on. I mean, a lot of you know how I feel about this. And I agree 100% with Kenobi about, this is fair market competition.
Yeah.
And I really think that, is it possible that this is a little bit of a wake-up call for Hot Toys? One of the things that what's really amazing about The Mandalorian with what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have done is they have given us a lot of new characters and really reset Star Wars in so many ways and put it back on the map. But in doing so, they have given us legacy characters from R5D4 to R2D2 to Boba Fett to Luke Skywalker to Clone Wars characters such as Ahsoka Tano, and mentioning names, Grand Admiral Thrawn. And I hope that, Hot Toys is paying attention, because when you sort this out, best-selling wise right now, you would almost think this was a Hot Toy, because this is right behind. Now, I didn't check later today. Maybe it's different, but it was right behind the deluxe Ahsoka. And then you have, 12, 14 Hot Toys after that. But it absolutely goes to show that they didn't hit the pulse of the community completely with this. Because when you're going to go ahead, and I'm all for The Mandalorian, and I'm going to go ahead and get most of the figures, but you need to kind of, like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, kind of spread the love a little bit, even if it's just one. So, I mean, that's my take on it. But, this figure, it's a new figure, basically, because it's thank goodness they're updating the engineering. There's some updates. I heard today that, some of the paint applications are, may be upgraded or whatnot. And, man, I am just $285. Kenobi's right. I mean, this is a great price.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think, and obviously I agree with both of you guys. You made a good point, but also I do think that this is going to be pressure for Hot Toys, because Sideshow is not only listening, but it's producing whatever Sideshow is not producing, right? Like maybe off topic, but for example, the figures that they show for the Clone Wars, Anakin and Obi-Wan, to me, that's a better representation of the characters from the Clone Wars than the one the Hot Toys did. I know Hot Toys wanted to do more like a real life characters, right? Providing the head sculpt of Anakin and Obi-Wan as shown in the prequels. But I think whatever Sideshow did of doing those cartoonish type of style, I think it looks pretty good. And like Aries would say, you have to wonder, would they do more characters like maybe Ahsoka, or maybe some maybe Commander Cody or any other clone troopers with that cartoonish look?
Yeah,
I think that would be sick. What do you think, Kenobi?
I'm weak with the droids, and General Grievous this particular character passes my droid threshold, and so I'm looking forward to getting him. And one of the great things about this community about collecting 1/6 scale figures is that we know of the historical aspect of the first release Grievous, right? So as collectors now, we could take precautions on how to display them, on how to pose them, do slight modifications if need be. I'm not worried about that. I know that was the big excuse about the weight and top heavy. Well, that's an easy fix for me. That's you pose them, shifting all the weight to the waist, and you don't keep the weight on the legs. It's simple. It's gonna require a little bit of work, a little bit of modification, but this is somewhat of an investment, so you want to protect it.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. No, I totally agree. And even before I heard that, that they were going to, re-engineer this and do some modifications, I was going to be very careful, to Kenobi's point. We already had past history with this. And really, I kind of, there's certain figures that I keep an eye on, whether it's the Bandai, the Tamashii Nations, C-3PO or some other figures or this one and seeing if I can, get a deal on it. It pops up on a buy sell group, but so many times it has some problems and some issues. And so, I think, it's a good point. When we get this, you kind of handle it with care. There's a lot to this figure, and hopefully it's a little more durable.
Yeah.
But wow, for the it's really
you can beat the price. Yeah, you can beat 285 plus shipping plus taxes. It is a really good price. Now, that was going to bring it to the next point. What did Sideshow did to improve this figure? So my good friend Joshua from Comic Concepts, which, by the way, you should check him out. They have module cases in the US. I put the link in the description below. Great guy. I mean, he's awesome. He's always, like, you send a message anytime, he responds. So he's great. So he put this posting today. And some of the upgrades that we're going to see: tighter and updated joints, updated cape that should not stain, and of course, higher quality paint application on materials. So what does that mean? Sideshow listened, and they knew that they made some, maybe, I guess we're talking about the original Grievous was released, what, 8 years ago? 10 years ago? It was 2005, around that time? 2005, 2006? The first one, the first release.
The first Grievous was 2013, because the Revenge of the Sith, came out in 2005 in theaters. So.
Okay, so 2013. So we're talking about almost 8 years ago, right? And obviously, we evolved, right? So we got better technology. So, I'm glad that they listened. I'm glad that they reissued this figure with the fixes. So that's the reason why this figure is doing so well, because they saw the upgrade. So it's not like just a straight reissue. Whatever you got 10 years ago, you're going to get it now. They're fixes. Cape is better, articulation, joints. So I think this has the recipe of a success, and I think Nate mentioned it yesterday with Don on their live stream, that Sideshow has been releasing multiple batches, because I pre-order mine, and the estimate shipping is June to August. Now it's, I think, August to September, I think, or October, around that time. So, that means a lot of people are ordering. So they're not sleeping on it. I guess the eBay prices are scaring a lot of people out.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna pause, and I'm gonna blame this Grievous release on Aries and his little band of merry men. Every other day wishing for this, and
I know. Yeah, that's.
Well, Sideshow listened, right? Oh, somebody listened.
Yeah.
But we put pressure. That's good. We need to put pressure, man.
What the interesting point is too, and Kenobi, I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to get the Hot Toys one when they come out with theirs. If they come, they will come out with one. The question is when, I think, and But I'm collecting a lot of the Clone Wars figures, and I think a lot of other collectors are as well. And then you have, I have a whole prequels shelf. So for me, I'm just like, okay, I could kind of get two. I'm going to get this one, and then when the Hot Toys one comes out, it's not like I'm not going to have another place for it anyway, because you could kind of put one with the Clone Wars shelf. You can put one in your prequels shelf. So
yeah, that's true. And just second that on what you said, when will Hot Toys release their General Grievous based on the hype? And I will definitely get both. I mean, I'm gonna get the Sideshow one, and I will keep my Sideshow and get the Hot Toys if they eventually decide to pull the trigger on it, right? I will be curious to see what updates or upgrades will Hot Toys do on that Grievous. That will be a really nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't want Hot Toys to release one right now. Now it's not a good time. Now it's not a good time for anybody.
There's a lot.
I don't think they will do it now, though, because after Sideshow, I don't think they will do it. If they do it, then that's kind of like a war, I think, right? If they
do it, 2 to 3 years anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be 2 to 3 years anyway. He's right. Yeah. So if they do it to Flex, it's going to be a 2-year delivery anyway. They're so backed up on existing pre-orders right now. It's not even funny. Most of us haven't even received our Captain America from Endgame. It's a mess. There's a lot of finger pointing with deliveries, and it is affecting pre-orders moving forward too.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
It is.
guys, it would be better for them instead of flexing. It might be better for them to be like, okay, I concede this round. Let's go ahead and tease a Mace Windu or something else that, was kind of a buzz around to kind of just show that maybe, we weren't ready to release this and it's okay, but we're going to give you this. You have to wonder if they're going to do something like that.
If you have a keen eye, there are certain figures that are currently in pre-order right now that can be seen somewhat as a flex, right? And I'll give you a good example. Mysterio is a flex figure. They're not known to make villains. They made Mysterio. They released him into a pre-order. That was a complete flex, probably to spook off the secondary pirate makers out there, because they assumed that Mysterio would have been such an easy fix. So there's a few characters out there. I haven't figured out yet if the Batman and Forever set if that's considered a flex set, because I think once that gets released in 2 years, I don't think we'll see anything more from that line. So Grievous, I think it's the R&D. I think the R&D is probably what's going to be the biggest challenge, because they're going to want to incorporate some of that cool die-cast features that's been used with the IG-11 and K2SO. So, and then price. It's all about price point too.
Yeah, when you're talking about that whole engineering, and recipe and development, you have to wonder, like, what price do you guys think? I mean, it looks like here, the way this is going, that they could have probably charged $500, even between $500 and $600 on it. If it was a Hot Toys version and be accepted. But you have to wonder what price it would be for a Hot Toys version, because they have to give you some die-cast parts, you would think.
Yeah,
I don't think it would be under, at this point, I don't think it would break 400, Aries, to be honest with you. If Hot Toys decided to flex, I'm like, oh, you guys want a Grievous? Oh, this is our Grievous. I don't think it would exceed 400, simply because they want to stay competitive and they want to steal some of those pre-orders away from Sideshow. Well, that way, because you know how collectors are. We're a bunch of kids, right? Well, it's only 300 for $100 more. You get the Hot Toys, right? So if Hot Toys was to price out a Grievous at 500, then it'll keep customers at bay at Sideshow. Well, that's just too much. I'm happy with the Sideshow version. I'm happy with this price point. So they would do it out of spite. God, I would even see them pricing it out of spite. I can see them doing that.
Well, they would price themselves out. That's a great point. So, I mean, it would be fantastic if they can keep it around 400.
Yeah, unless they decide to go all in and call it a DX. If they call it a DX and they want to add more stuff, maybe they probably go a bit higher than that. But I mean, right now Sideshow is still on the show, so that's why I decided to open the show with Sideshow, because I didn't expect that at all. When I saw this, I was like, I was about to spill my coffee in the morning as well, like Aries. I was like, wait a second, let me see this. And then I call Easy. I say, Easy, is this a reissue or this is a new figure? Can you please enlighten me, because I want to order this before it's gone. So he said, no, it's a reissue and they're gonna make some upgrades and stuff. I'm like, are you serious? I'm gonna pre-order it. That's it.
Listen,
just do it.
Mike had this almost right. He was saying, look, this is my big call, Mike from the Action Figure Cave. Just not Hot Toys, but Sideshow. But
yes, he
honestly, at this point, who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, at this point, who cares? But hey, more than welcome, more than happy to have Grievous finally announce. Sorry, I remove you guys. Here we go.
Aries, Aries, did you say that this was the best thing that surprised you from the May 4th? Because it was for me. This was probably the highlight.
It absolutely was, Kenobi. Yeah, this was absolutely the highlight for me. I mean, was I happy and surprised with the other releases? Yeah, but a lot of people seen the video, a little underwhelmed, and case in point, if you look at this was the most exciting thing for me. When you sort everything out best-selling wise, 1/6 Star Wars, you have Ahsoka Deluxe that they released about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, and then you have Grievous. So that tells the story.
So Don says this was the fastest, no hesitation pre-order I've ever placed. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, I'm usually not into Sideshow figures, but this one was. That's why I have to call, I have to phone a friend. Easy, please help me out here. Enlighten me. Is this worth it? I said, dude, you should do it right now because I'm doing it. I'm like, all right. And then all you guys talking about it, I'm like, you know what, I cannot miss on this. And everyone has been. I just gonna feel sorry right now for the people who bought this in the aftermarket for like so much money right now, and then they see this coming out. That would be like a really like, oh shoot, I should have waited.
Yeah, I would have never bought this on the secondary market.
Me neither.
Because I'm somewhat familiar with the plastics and the formula that Sideshow used about a decade ago, and a lot of those early figures that they made, the resins and the acrylic are not holding up. They are deteriorating.
Really?
So even if you had a 2013 Grievous from Sideshow sealed in a box, there's still a good possibility that those joints could have deteriorated to the point that when you pull them out of an unsealed box, they just snap right off.
Really? Hey, Kenobi, quick question. Yeah. Do you think that that the engineering upgrades they're going to make, do you think that's what they're doing? They're upgrading the plastics to resin. Is that what you think they're going to do?
I think they're going to use a different type of formula for the plastics because they're completely aware of the situation. And I just gave you my theory, and I can actually prove it because I just purchased Bib Fortuna sealed on the secondary market off of eBay, and the plastic on the arm already snapped off, and that was just me twisting it, and that's fine. That's my experience. That's what I expect. I can fix it, but it's a cheap body that Bib Fortuna was made, but that was a sealed Bib Fortuna that I got at a good price. And the arm still was able to break. So that being said, I would never have spent that amount of money on a Grievous. I don't care if it's sealed. You had it in your storage unit. Oh, no. Sideshow was taking a lot of shortcuts back in the day.
Yeah, I know. And I think somebody said in the comments that the Anakin and Obi-Wan Clone Wars from Sideshow had better bodies. I think I missed that comment. Somebody said it. Let me see if I can just.
While you're looking for that comment, that's another good move that they made with those. I think anyway. I think it was a bold move. They can't really compete with Hot Toys head sculpt wise. But coming out with these animated characters, there are some people that would prefer that or would like that as well. So I thought that was a good move. I thought they made a lot of good moves, Sideshow.
Yeah, the animated characters that Sideshow announced are okay, but if you're on a strict budget and in such a saturated market, are you really going to move forward with an animated version of Obi-Wan and an Anakin when you're going to be getting pounded from the pre-orders from the Osaka Tano Clone Wars? Because remember, there's still 30 plus pre-orders out there that haven't been shipped to us here in the US. So you got to set your priority. There's a ton.
Yeah. I couldn't find that. I couldn't find that comic.
Yeah.
So I mean, this was the highlight of the night, right? When they announced the reissue of General Grievous, which took everyone by surprise. And it was a good call. I think it was definitely a good call. Sideshow did the right move, and I can see that they're trying to step up their game, which was about time because they're in the US and they can gain so much business if they decide to actually do it the right way, right? Like just giving us figures that Hot Toys is not giving us and improve the head sculpt, improve the materials. They can make a lot of money if they want. The question is this is the beginning of a real competitor to Hot Toys? Who knows? I guess time will tell. Maybe it's just the one-off and then it will be the same as always. But to me, it was a good move. So it was a really, really good move.
It's one of the rare cases where Sideshow Collectibles actually makes a decent move. For the most part, they usually get beat in chess when they go up against Hot Toys.
Right.
All the time. It drives me bonkers when Sideshow Collectibles announces a 1/6 scale figure and they have the audacity to ask for the exact same amount of money that Hot Toys can sell a figure. I'm like, no, Sideshow, you can't do that.
You can't do that. You're in the US. I mean, you should be. a bit nicer, right? As far as prices.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not using top of the line materials anyway. If you can see that, then you probably say, you know what, I'll pay for it, right? Because they're using it deserves the money that you're paying for, right?
Yeah. Did any of
Um,
you see? Did any of you see that discount bargain bin live show that Sideshow did, where they were showcasing products on the screen and then with a code, and then you can get it at a bargain bin? Did anybody see that?
Hmm.
Did any of
no,
you?
I
Did
miss
any
I
of you?
miss that
This
out
was
Missed that one.
yesterday.
on the
This was
chat.
yesterday. I'm here at work, and they put up the Lando on the screen with $45 off. I almost lost.
Well,
I almost fell off my chair. Did you see that?
really?
The
No, I
Lando
didn't see that.
Calrissian, the Sideshow. Hey, if you buy it now with this coupon, $45 off. I almost lost it. I go, Sideshow, this is why no one takes you serious. Because you announce a Lando Calrissian skiff guard that just hit the shelves, a month ago, and you're throwing it in the bargain bin already. Kills me.
Wow. Yeah.
Exactly. They need to be more organized with the prices and just make up their mind how they're going to price their figures, because to be fair, they have nice pieces as well. They just need to make sure that they price it right, especially those 1/6 scale figures. I can see some discrepancies in quality on head sculpts. Maybe not the material, maybe not the outfit itself, but the quality on the head sculpts. I kind of don't like it much, or the bodies they're using. And I think this was a good move. Now let's wait until we have it in hand and see what else we're gonna discover with this
Yeah.
new Grievous. But the other thing that I was actually very surprised, and honestly, we kind of spoke about this briefly in previous live streams about what will Hot Toys announce for May 4th, and everyone was talking, oh, Bad Batch, probably yes, probably no, but they decided to give us Echo from the Bad Batch, and it was pretty interesting to me because honestly, I was not expecting to see this the same day the Bad Batch was premiering. So I was thinking, okay, maybe they're gonna wait for the first episode and then they're gonna bombard us with new releases, right? But they made the move earlier.
Yeah.
What do you think, Aries?
Well, I think everything now is about live action, even though this is an animated series. My point is that you have a lot of things, even with COVID-19 starting to, we're making some headway there a little bit. I think the world has changed. There's a lot more, streaming wise. So this is where they're going to make their money right now is more off the TV shows than they are necessarily with the movies, until the movies start getting pumped out again in that regard. But no, I mean, I didn't think that they were going to wait till the end of the season on this. I mean, I thought it can go either way. I was like 50-50 on it, but I just really felt gut wise that they were going to come out with Hunter or Echo or both. So they came out with Echo. They teased Hunter. I don't think Hunter this is performing very well. The figure's awesome. The figure is absolutely awesome, and then Hunter looks great. But I think at the end of the day, we were talking a lot about, you got Tarkin in the previews, you got the Emperor in the previews, Fennec's going to show up in here. I really think, Disney wise and license wise, they're absolutely going to want the stars of the show, released, especially, Hunter or Echo. I was thinking more Hunter first before Echo, but either or. But yeah, no, this is a phenomenal release. It looks incredible. But I'm not surprised they came out with this the day of. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was surprised too. Denobi, what do you think?
Oh, it's a great looking figure. I have no qualms about it. I like the droid aspect of it is components.
It's like a Lobot, right?
Aspect. Yeah. I'm probably going to get this figure. I have no intentions of ever watching this show, but it's not going to stop me from getting this figure. It's not going to be a day one pre-order. It's probably when it drops in Hong Kong and first production photos come out. I'll revisit it when this figure is expected to ship. What, in 2 years, 2024 or
yes? Let me see. It
like
is expected in April next year. Yeah,
so
next year.
So then plus 1 year. So you're looking at what, 2023? Because
late. Yeah.
You figure the best case scenario at the end of 2022. So around the holiday season. So Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the show yet. I'm waiting for the weekend to watch it. I mean, tomorrow Saturday, then Sunday Mother's Day. So Sunday I have to be with my wife. Now she will kill me She will definitely kill me if I'm doing
Yeah.
something else other than honor her day.
Yeah.
I mean, I honor her every day, anyways. My wife, my mom, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms watching as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Good man.
So this is I like the figure.
Mhm.
I need to watch the show to fall in love with the characters
Yeah.
again. And I know you guys are gonna kill me for this. I haven't seen the Clone Wars. I was watching the 2 episodes and then I got sidetracked of life, so I couldn't even start to get into that show. But I want to watch the Bad Batch from beginning to end, so I can be more
Yeah.
educated when I'm
Yeah.
speaking to you guys.
Yeah,
but
you
this figure
can't be
looks nice.
expected to watch everything. You can't be an historian with Star Wars. Star Wars is
It's huge.
it's
Massive.
huge, and to even pretend to be an historian, there's just too much.
It is too much. Yeah.
To a point that it could overkill, and then you don't know what's being retconned. You don't know what's official anymore. This is such a troubled IP right now. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
And just be careful when you're out there following certain characters and so forth, because I remember telling this to a friend, and the Clone War characters that they've released in pre-orders, that could be it for a while. That could be it for 2-3 years.
From you're talking about from Hot Toys, right?
From Hot
ones
Toys,
that
yeah,
did.
yeah.
But,
Star Wars Hot Toys has a history of going up and down. There's been, in the years that I've been collecting Hot Toys, there's been droughts. There's been years where they don't announce anything and they release something and so forth. This is such a rare anomaly that we have this amount of pre-orders in such a small amount of time, and it's a big concern. It's a huge concern, I would think.
Yeah, and I think you know what, and this is gonna bring me to the topic that I mentioned before. I don't know why my camera is acting up today.
Yeah,
it's acting up like crazy. But I don't, this is gonna bring me to the topic I was talking before. The approach that Sideshow took with the Anakin and Obi-Wan. You see the look of those figures. I mean, that's the way they should have done it. In my humble personal opinion, that's the way the Hot Toys should have done it, and I think they would have killed it. They would have probably destroyed the market with those figures like that. I don't know why they decided to make those figures more like a real life, look instead of going to the cartoonish look. What do you think, Aries?
Well, no, I understand that logic, but at the end of the day, they're kind of known for how they're attracting a lot of collectors into Hot Toys anyway are with those head sculpts. So even when you look, Dante, at the Clone Wars Ahsoka, even though it's not Rosario Dawson, it's still it's that's like Hot Toys. So even though it's not cartoony, I think that they actually, for them, I think that they went the right way in using the head sculpts with this for what they're doing. On the other side of the token, I think that Sideshow knows that you could look at the past Rex and the past Cody that they did. They're not going to be able to compete with Hot Toys. So I think what they're doing is they're coming out with the animated look to try and attract some of the market. Now, to Kenobi's point, that's right. There's too much out there. There's going to be a lot of collectors that aren't going to pick those up. But you might get some more budget-friendly collectors or collectors that are not everything Hot Toys that may skip some of these and maybe get those or want that look or whatnot. But I think I think Sideshow knows that right now they can't compete with Hot Toys, and they went that way. And I think that Hot Toys stayed within their realm in doing that. So I think they would have done a good job if they used the animated, the whole cartoon type of look.
Yeah, right?
But I think they made the right move personally.
Yeah, no, it is a balance point. I still believe that. I mean, I'm gonna get those Sideshow figures, the Clone Wars one, just because I kind of like that look better. Not to say the Hot Toys is bad or anything like that, because obviously they're very good at what they do. But just my personal opinion, and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Kenobi, on those?
No, well, for Sideshow the anime, I can't get excited for that. To me, on my list, those are extremely at the bottom, simply because during a live stream, they can throw a coupon on there and knock off $45. That's not.
Yeah, that's
not,
right.
That's
maybe
not,
that's
yeah.
the show when
Wish
I
Hot
get
Toys would do that.
Yeah, no. So there's
Yeah,
no.
Reissued.
It's. Do you want an animated $250? I don't know what the price. Have they released it yet? Let's assume. Let's assume that Sideshow is cocky enough that they can ask for $240 for an animated version, and then that same week, Aries here and the gang are letting everybody know, hey guys, Kylo Ren is on wait list. What do you think as a collector you're going to do? Screw that crap. It's going to sit on Sideshow's shelves forever. They're going to discount it. I go, my main concern is Kylo Ren. I missed the boat on the first film and the second film. This is it. So it's about setting priorities.
Right.
Oh, I got to give Aries some points too, because you said something that I really liked. Shoot, I'm going to screw up this quote. Follow the hype, but don't. You know which one it is, Gary?
Yes. Follow the hype, but don't fall for the hype.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Perfect. That right there is a slogan you can put on a t-shirt. Yeah. Follow the hype, but don't fall for it. Especially now. I think this is why Aries, your channel is such an informative a place, because as us collectors, we're gonna need to follow that. It's important because out of the 30 plus, you could very well assume more than half of that, it's probably going to become grails. It's probably going to become chase figures. So you have to strategically, if you're on a budget, like you have to move your pieces accordingly as to which ones you can afford. So it's going to be some rough waters up ahead.
No, that's true. And talking about girls, you know, everyone wanting Stormtroopers before, and then Hot Toys decided to reissue Stormtroopers for the Return of the Jedi, right? But then Hot Toys said, you know what, for May 4th, I'm going to give you the Stormtrooper Commander as well. And I was like, okay, so that's an interesting move. You know, anything is Stormtroopers, I think everyone will be happy to see. That's really a no-brainer, right? Everyone loves Stormtroopers. And that was a good move, I think. But Aries, what are your thoughts about this Stormtrooper Commander that hit that was announced on May 4th?
Well, if I could first just piggyback, and then I'll go right into this, what Kenobi was saying. You know, thank you, Kenobi, and yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that if you thought that they saturated us on May 4th, I really believe with the way they need to generate some pre-order money or whatever they have to show, you know, within their books or the bankers or however, you know, they go ahead and do this. I think we're going to get more. And it's getting to the point where, you know, you got 30 pre-orders or whatever the number is. Is it possible we get to 40 pre-orders or even 50? You know, over the and I think it is. Now, exactly when that would be, I don't know. It certainly wouldn't be hopefully this year. But, you know, I think you're going to get, you know, a few more over the next few months, and then a few more maybe in the fall, and a few more there. And, you know, there's another 9 or 10 or maybe more. So for me personally, what I have to do now is I have to pick and choose. I already couldn't get, or, you know, I put down a stopgate as to, you know, what, you know, how much I'm going to get anyway. Yeah. But now with all of this, I have to, like, you know, write down a list. Okay, this means something to me. I'd like this, but I'm not going to get this. Well, this is going to go up so high in the secondary. That's okay. I'm going to get this, you know, live for another day type of thing. Now, so I think that's kind of the boat that we're in, because we're not going to be able to get, or a lot of collectors are not going to be able to get every single thing. Now, as far as this goes, I like this release, because I think, you know, for me, I would be fine taking the, you know, the pauldron off of that, and you know, using it in my OT collection for $220, and then, you know, you can use this for a Mandalorian shelf. I mean, you could even, if you know somebody that does weathering with that, I think you can kind of, you know, maybe make it a sand trooper or in a way,
or remnant trooper,
yellow, or put some weathering on that, you know, that pauldron there. So I mean, I think it's for $220. I mean, you don't get a whole lot of figures right now from Hot Toys that are 220. So I think this is good. I like this release. I thought this was a good one.
Yeah,
I thought they should have put this one 2.5 weeks ago. This would have been great if they would have dropped this on us, and if they would have released the Ahsoka on May 4th. I think it would be a different effect that they're having. But anyway,
okay.
I like
that
it.
really bugs you, huh, Aries, that they didn't release Ahsoka on May 4th?
It does.
He wanted to spill his coffee, but he couldn't. He was like about to.
They ruined my birthday.
You didn't
ruin my holiday.
So, am I to understand that you weren't doing backflips and cartwheels like a lot of the YouTubers out there on the Blurg 2-pack set? While I was like, what's wrong with the community?
When I saw all the releases, I put a little bit of a GIF up on my on my Facebook group. And it was, someone that's holding coffee and they're kind of like, their eyes are wide open. They're surprised.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, they gave us so much. But I almost feel like that they don't. I feel like they have maybe a couple of things they need to improve upon. So when you see their prototype pictures that they put up, it's never as good, or sometimes it's not as good as some of the other people who are taking the videos of these figures at Secret Base. Something with the lighting. I think they may need some help in marketing that. And I don't know if it's the backdrops that they're using or the lighting's off or whatnot. But I also think they need help in understanding what May 4th is, Kenobi, because like I said in my video, I felt like, hey, my birthday's coming up and someone gave me a cool remote control car, and then I got the pack of M&Ms on my birthday, and I'm like, that's great. I love the M&Ms, but maybe give me the M&Ms a few weeks before and save the remote control car for my birthday. So it's not a huge deal. I just feel like that they missed an opportunity to capitalize on that excitement, where I think Sideshow totally got it.
Yeah, with only one figure.
Oh, well, I'll play a little bit of advocate here. Hot Toys has never really taken the May 4th holiday thing seriously until recently. They really have not. And Sideshow has, but they've always played it conservatively safe with sticking to the classic trilogy characters. How many Vaders do we need? Tons of Vaders. There's always a Sideshow Vader showing up around the corner. It's like pests. It's like ants. Like, oh, another Sideshow Vader, another one, another reissue, right? So that's them playing it safe. That's Sideshow not taking the actual leap of faith, the chance. Hot Toys last year, what was it? They took advantage of another reissue Vader,
Empire Strikes Back, and the Vintage Scholar Boba.
Yeah, and to give him a little bit of space. Remember, let's not forget, Hot Toys has taken punches to the gut on all the prequel sequel crap. They've taken punches to the gut. It is extremely expensive. I have several people that explain to me how much a rotocast and mold cost for an arm, for a leg. We're between $100,000 to $200,000, right? They took a chance. That's why we get the reissues on the Iron Man diecast. Like, they pumped a lot of money on Iron Man, but Iron Man always delivers. Iron Man always steps up to the plate. They took a chance on Finn, on Rey, on all those god-awful stormtroopers. They dumped a lot of money. They dumped a lot. I think they took a bath. I don't even think they broke even once you had distribution, marketing, rotocast, and tools. I think anything with the prequel sequels, they took it back. And that's why I'm going to segue back to your video. That the Kylo Ren, I agree. I think once they start shipping, I think it's going into wait list and it's going to disappear. And if you don't have a Kylo Ren in your collection, like I don't have a Kylo Ren in my collection. I don't.
Either. Yep.
But I feel like I have to, because I'm going to miss the boat and I'm not going to deal with the scavengers on the secondary market. Right. So I pre-ordered a Kylo Ren, simply so I can add him to my Rogues gallery over my sellers. But so that's why I give you a little bit of props, Aries, because you got to let people know, like, look, this is it. We're not going to get another Kylo Ren. We're not.
No.
We're not. Yeah. We're not going to get another Kylo Ren. No.
Yeah, and they did a good job as well with the Heskel. So that's another thing.
Yeah.
So it's not only just giving you a figure just to give you a figure. They did an improvement compared from the prototype.
Yeah.
I was blown by it. I was like, damn, this
Yeah.
looks awesome. Now wondering, is Ray gonna be the same? Are they gonna improve the Ray prototype? Because it wasn't that great of a head sculpt on the prototype. But let's see what they do on the final product. Maybe they step up their game, and because they have a really good Kylo Ren, they might improve Ray as well, and that will be really, really good grill. Because I don't think they produced many of those because the movies didn't do good. And if they nail with the figures, that's gonna be hard for people to get if you slip on it. So
It's not going to matter if it's a good head sculpt or not. It's not. It doesn't matter at this point. Those pre-order batches are so small. The question as a collector you need to be asking is, do you want this Ray in your collection? Yes or no? That's it. Who
Right.
cares? Don't if you're giving out your 2 cents on a head sculpt, you clearly had no invested interest in ever getting this particular Ray or Kylo. And this opinion of mine only applies to the Kylo Ren and the Ray. The question that you need to be asking yourself, do you want them or not? Yes or no? Who cares if it's a good head sculpt on it? This is it. The ship has left the dock, and that's it.
Never coming back.
Right.
It's never coming back.
Yeah. No, of course, yes. And I mean, and especially if you have the Kylo Ren, you want to have Ray, right, to complete your at least your sequels, right?
Yeah.
The only figure that I have from the sequels is Luke Crate, because I kind of like that look. I think that looks awesome.
Yeah, I got that one.
And I just kept that one. I get rid of the other ones because I wasn't too into into the new sequels. So
no. Isn't that the one that's on the bar? That's like secondary market. Like I saw one for like $150 on eBay. The Luke, that's the old man.
Crate is the one with the short hair with the black suit on the
Crate does well. Yeah, the Crate
on the
one,
white and red base.
Is that the one?
Has the lightsaber. Okay. It was that scene on when he was actually fooled around with Kylo Ren a little bit there and showed some great strength. The other ones, though, you're right, Kenobi. The other Lukes are way down. I mean, and Sideshow couldn't even give those away. I think they had
I would never have that in my
If we're giving it away, I'm gonna return back to them.
No,
I'm just kidding. So
no, I wouldn't have that in my collection.
Yeah, no, I pass on those just because they screw up the movie. But that's another topic for another day. $220 plus shipping plus taxes. If you have coupons, by all means, you should.
Yeah.
Get this one because this one you can use it as a standalone trooper or commander trooper. So up to you. Now the other figure that also Hot Toys teasers was another trooper, and this one is the one with the, I guess, with the yellow colors, right?
Was that
I don't know what rank it is.
The one with the yellow stripe in the center. Who's making that one? That's Hot Toys, right?
Yeah, that's the artillery trooper, I believe.
Okay, that's not in the pre-order yet. That's just a tease, right?
It's just a tease. I guess to complement the commander trooper. I mean, it will be a good move if they announce this one anytime soon. So people can just maybe order both if they want. I kind of like this combination with the yellow, so it does look kind of like a clone trooper type, right? With those yellow and white colors. So, they at least they show us something else. I don't know why they didn't decide to give us both at the same time. What do you think, Aries?
Well, I mean, and to go into this, Kenobi, you bring up a good point of how expensive it is to create these molds and with the licenses of the figure and put something out. But they've had the airborne trooper, they which has these colors. You had the 212. You also had like figures like the Clone Wars Kenobi, because people were talking about they already have these prototypes made. You almost like, and even I was thinking about this earlier in the week. I was like, okay, well maybe they're just not ready. So why didn't they go ahead and just swap one figure, save more of a big shebang for the day, or why not just why don't you bring the Bespin Luke in, because you've already brought it in twice, and you obviously have no intention of officially announcing this figure yet. So just bring it in again and let everybody know, oh, you're going to do it someday. And everyone's like, look, where's that Bespin Luke? And then you got the conversations of when it's happening again. But they didn't do that. So with that, this artillery trooper, I hope that they do release it. Looks like it has the same paint apps as the incinerator trooper. I haven't really dug into it. that much. It's been a crazy week as far as that goes. But I don't even know about the what is his name there? The Quill. That looks absolutely incredible, and I hope that they do actually release that figure, because that's what's going to help those blurgs. And not to jump what you're going to show over here, but I'm not entirely convinced that they're going to announce this soon. They might. I think you got more of a chance at the Hunters coming quick, but I don't know.
Kenobi?
I don't believe anything that gets teased unless it goes into pre-order. All that's smoke and mirrors there. I don't. I've been doing this for way too long. So like the Quill looks pretty. No guarantee we'll ever get them made, right? Right. Don't ever assume that we're going to get a Quill. Don't ever assume that, hey, let me drop 360 on a blurg because there's a Quill coming down the road. Absolutely not.
Hey, Kenobi, to your point, didn't they do that with the Bespin Leia? They teased Bespin Han in there, and everyone was thinking we didn't get him yet, have we?
Yeah, I never assumed we were going to get him. I don't believe anything from Hot Toys unless it enters pre-order. And Hot Toys has an honor system. Hot Toys has an honor system. They will commit to making the product regardless of the amount of pre-orders once it goes into pre-orders. So even if they take a bath, like from what I understand, Hellboy, they took a big bath on Hellboy. The tooling and that's everything with Hellboy. Hot Toys is an original figure. There's nothing been reused there. The tailoring, beautiful sculpted figure. Yeah. Not for me. I don't care for the film. Never saw the film.
Right. Me neither, but I like the figure.
Yeah. So anything that gets flashed there, it's them flexing. It's them showing off cool Hot Toys. I don't believe you until it enters pre-order. Right. Be careful, because that's how you fall into pre-order expectation traps. If Sean is watching, I'll give a good example. I was talking to him a couple of nights ago on this, how they released the 66 Batman and Robin, and a couple years at San Diego Comic-Con, they showed off that 66 Batman mobile. Never believe anything from Hot Toys unless it goes into pre-order. So that Mando on the swoop bike that has me drooling, that's a beautiful swoop bike. Oh my goodness, that swoop bike, 1/6 scale. Don't care for another Beskar Mando, but if it means for me to get that swoop bike to purchase another Mandalorian, all right, Mando, another Mando in my collection. Get over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And talking about the Mandalorian,
yeah.
So Hot Toys decided to do what? OG Mando is back.
With the blurg.
With the blurg.
Blurg.
So if you want to get the OG Mando, you need to spend the big bucks to get the blurg. To get him, yeah, blurg. Dude. Now it is
such a
okay.
travesty.
So before I show the pictures and everything, this is my honest opinion. I've been saying for the past since OG Mando came out, I said, guys, don't sleep on this figure. Do not sleep on this figure, because this figure is nice. The OG Mando is the very first figure. This is the way I see it. I can be absolutely wrong, but this is my personal way of seeing this. The Mandalorian was the very first live show ever, right? The Mandalorian. So OG Mando is the first character that was out for that particular show. It's no brainer. That's gonna be a grail. Not now, but maybe in a couple more years. Maybe actually right now is going for almost $400, if not $500 already. So, I think it wasn't stuck for a few weeks or a few months, and then it got sold out because I guess the people start getting into the show. But to me, dropping the Mandalorian, the only way you can get this OG Mando if you want it is with the blurg. Is kind of like, I got you guys. It's kind of like, I got you. That was, to me, that was crazy, man. Like, I mean, I'm happy for people who didn't get it. But I'm sorry for your wallet, man. Like $550 for this is just way, way, way too much. Even though it doesn't look bad. I'm talking about the blurg. OG Mando, everyone knows, but I don't know. Aries, your thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, they're on this thing. you know, a lot of people were really looking forward to a dark suit Superman. So you can't tell me that they didn't think that they were going to sell that by itself. But the only way you can get it is the Nightmare Batman, which is interesting to me. And this here, so they go ahead and, you know, they reissue the OG Mandalorian, but in a $555 set. So if you're going to get it from Sideshow, you're going to be spending, you know, $620 somewhat dollars to get this set. I think for a lot of people, as far as the release, I like it. I like the blurg. I think the blurg is fantastic. I don't think there's a company out there that can go ahead and do it better. I think what stinks is for people that are looking to get an OG Mando, if you want to go ahead and get the OG Mando, you're going to have to get this set. Now, if you want the blurg, then that's perfect for you, because then you're able to get the OG Mando, and you're able to, you know, get this blurg, and there you go, if that's what you want. But if you didn't get the OG Mando to begin with, and you had how long was that in stock? And just recently, and now you have the Beskar Mandos that are available. You know, is $555 or $620 with taxes and shipping now the reason that you're going to go pick this figure up when it was, what was it before, $265? Right. I don't see that, but I do think I understand their strategy. Look, if you want the blurg, or you want the OG Mando, now you have to go ahead and get this. If you want the dark suit Superman, even though maybe a lot of people didn't have the Nightmare Batman because it was an exclusive, or they didn't want it, that's the way you're going to have to get it.
Yeah, the Nightmare Batman was a grill for the long until recent, but yeah. And to your point, Kenobi, yes, I mean that you know, if you collect that swoop bike is just absolutely sweet. So there's going to be a lot of collectors that are going to go ahead and you know, pick up that another Mandalorian again. Now it does look like it has some differences. Yep.
To get that bike. And I'll be honest with you, if they offered a Pedro Pascal head sculpt in that set, I would personally be picking it up. But because I don't do vehicles, or, you know, at least not yet, it's not in my parameters, that Mandalorian is not different enough for me to jump on it. But I would have jumped on it with a head sculpt. But I think, you know, Kenobi has a great point. There's going to be a lot of collectors, and Hot Toys knows this, that are going to go ahead and pick that up to get that. And as far as this goes, I'm glad that they're offering the blurg by itself. Let me first say that. I'm glad that they're offering it by itself. But, you know, like they're reissuing this, but in a set that's going to cost you over $600. Yeah, I mean,
it's steep. It's really like to your heart. Like,
let's make it clear to the audience. This is past Iron Man money now. All right, and then some. And then some. Oh.
So what do you think about the move, Kenobi?
It's a gross abuse on Hot Toys' part.
The price $315.
Yeah,
just for this.
Yeah, I see $360 once I add the tax and the shipping.
Plus, right.
And that's how you're, you know, as a collector, that's how you have to curate your collection. You have to look at if you want to collect the most, you have to look at everything. Where I want to get that extra figure, where can I save? Can I save on shipping here? Can I do that? If I save on shipping on these 4 figures, I can squeeze another one in. So it's extremely, extremely important that we as collectors, we have to look at that in 3-dimensional, not 2-dimensional, not just the first price on there. That's why Aries, you know, I sent you that message because you were talking about the fight. Like, no, you really got to let the collectors know what they're getting themselves into. You got to add the shipping. Shipping prices for Sideshow have gone up.
Yeah.
You know, and just
you pay for double shipping, and you pay for double shipping if you want, you know. So
yeah, I think it's an abuse on Hot Toys' part for something that I'm pretty positive, and I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, that this is a rotocast vinyl figure with a beautiful paint application.
Oh, I really hope it's not. I really hope it's not.
That's a cold. That's the base is what? What's the name of that? The cold the cast. It's used with like other third-party vendors. That's like a rock base with probably it'll have pegs where you can put the vinyl cast and blurg on it. Something else too that a lot of collectors, and I noticed this because I saw this online, is that you're not going to be able to just put your regular Mandalorian on this guy. You didn't know if you knew that or not, Aries.
No, I didn't.
This thing is extremely large. The top portion of it, unless you modify your existing Mandalorian, you're not going to be able to put any Mandalorians on top of this thing.
Wow, you're kidding.
Really?
Yeah. Unless you
and they're offering it by itself, and you can't do. Can you? Is it like a fat?
You mean the by itself,
thing, or is it?
You understand what I'm trying to say, right? I'm sure collectors understand. So, it's, for example, it's like taking your Mandalorian right now, taking the legs, and then spread eagle, right, and then you're putting it on top. Something's gonna rip. The Mandalorian that's being sold with this is specially designed and modified to sit on that blurg. In the same sense, where people years ago were complaining about Captain America, you can't pose Captain America. And then when we got to the Civil War Captain America, they engineered a new body that added more articulation. They added stretchy fabric underneath the crotch area to Captain to make it stretch. And I'm pretty positive. And if I had to put money down, that the Mandalorian that's going to sit on that around its crotch area, it's going to have a stretch fabric with a completely different body. Hell, they may even use the Steve Rogers body because it had multiple joints on it. So to make it look accurate, and then the joints too, because you can like your original Mandalorian, unless you remove the fat suit, you're not going to be able to get that proper articulated arm joint where you can hold on to the bars. So that being said, if you want an authentic look in Mandalorian on that blurg, you're going to have to get that Mandalorian unless you destroy, right? Because I'm going to use the word destroy. Oh, but Kenobi, you're just removing the fat suit on the original Mandalorian. No, you're destroying it because there's parts in that fat suit where you have to cut the fabric to remove. You're destroying the grail piece. All right. See, I think about it. That's what goes through I'm like, oh, Hot Toys, you're abusing the collectors. Nobody out here can see the smoke. I see your game, Hot Toys. You're not gonna. I see the. And again, I love me capitalism. Love making money, but I don't like it when companies abuse the collectors that help build it.
Yes, and guys, we have about 900. I was about to say,
900. Let's go, baby.
I have about 90, like 91 people watching right now. So please don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe to Aries channel. I put the link in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to the Kenobi. Link also in the description below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I'm so close. This tiny close to 4,000 subscribers. And I'm going to be a year in 3 weeks.
Oh, you're going to do good. I've seen your production value, man. You got some kick-ass production value on your videos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I try. I try my best. I try my best.
I see some of the influence in some of your videos, too. I don't see that.
Oh yeah, everyone got the influence, but I'm still trying to make some changes. I'm still trying. You know, when you start like your channel or whatever. I mean, you watch so many other people. You gotta get the influence. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, if you just do it, you don't get any influence from anybody. I mean, that's
take it and make it your own. Take it and make it your own.
And I'm still trying to find my rhythm. I'm still trying to evolve. I'm still trying to change things. It's gonna until I get my 100% how I want it to look, But yeah, I've been changing a lot of stuff.
Well, just the music, the whole vibe of the way you do it. Your close-ups are fantastic, by the way.
Yes.
And that's
the camera helps too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your whole presentation's awesome. Yeah.
I still have my arm, so that's a good thing. I don't have to sell my arm to buy more equipment. I mean, I was into photography before opening my channel. I mean, if you guys follow me from the past, I have my channel, my Instagram page for quite some time, taking pictures and everything. That's how I started, pretty much.
It's no, your production value is it's kick-ass, and your videos are very genuine. So I did happen to go through your library. I was like, that's cool. So you so Man of Hot Collectibles, you are going to get the blurg or the set, or what have you decided on?
Well, because I do unboxing and reviews, I have to put that out there. I'm probably gonna get the blurg by itself because I have the OG Mando, but I may get the set just because I want to see if what the Novi said is true. If he's, I want to compare it with the OG one, so I'm probably gonna get the set.
Yeah,
and then I'm probably gonna just sell it.
And you'll see that you will not be able to fit it properly without damaging the suit on that fabric. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I have the Beskar armor right over there, and that thing is rigid. You know, you guys have seen it. It's over there. That's a rigid suit. Not much articulation in that. That's fine.
Can you show it again so I can just? I'm sorry. I just let me do this. Hold on, don't go. There we go.
There you go. Right there. I can even bring it over here. I can even show it to you.
Oh, those mojo cases are sick, man. I can't wait for mine. My small office space is gonna be crowded with mojo cases. But hey, that's what I have.
Yeah, and Dante, it's a fabulous point while he's getting that, because I have it too. We all have it, and I don't think it's durable. I think it is going to. Wow, that's crazy.
This is probably as much with. I mean, see, it's
you can hear the squeaky.
Yeah, you can hear it. I mean, it's tight. This is so. I mean, this is the most comfort. If I mean, I can, but see, it stops there. I'm not going to rip the fabric in there. That's it. So, putting this on a giant ass dewback, it's
gonna be like this.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's gonna. That's the reason why I want to get the set, because I want to show people exactly how it is. I'm gonna show you the comparison. I'm gonna show you pretty much everything, so you can make your purchase more confident that this is what it is, right? And go ahead, finish your point.
No, if you're gonna get the blurg, I think it's gonna be a low production run, and I think it's gonna be an instant grail. So just be careful. I don't approve of the price. I think the price is outrageous. I'm going to end up I'm not going to day one pre-order it, because I don't like my money being tied up that long. I think this is going to be if the pre-order batch is small, this thing is going to be 2 years easy down the road. Hot Toys is like, you know what? We don't care. Nobody wanted to drop the money, so keep pushing it back. Hint, hint. Gamora, other figures, and so forth.
So that's true. No, that's true.
100% agree. 100% agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have mine because, again, that's what I do, right? I want to show people everything I can, so you can make your purchase with more confident. And I'm gonna keep it, probably not, but definitely I'm gonna get a blur by itself just so I can have it.
That's fine.
And also because like the Novi said, don't get excited, don't get into the hype, but is Squall next? It's a tease. By all means, it can never happen, because we have precedent. We have backup information that can say whatever I teased you before, it never happened. And good proof is Cyborg, which hopefully should be announced. Hopefully soon. It happened before, so we had some precedent about it. So, but I actually kind of like it. I think the likeness is really, really, really nice. I like it, and I really hope Hot Toys decide to move and go ahead with this figure. What do you think, Aries?
I absolutely love it. I think this. I mean, I don't think there's no company that can go ahead and match at least what I'm seeing here. I think they would nail it. But to your point, to Denobi's point, I'm not entirely convinced, and I wasn't entirely convinced this week that they're going to go ahead and that they're going to officially announce this. I mean, they can wait. I mean, it doesn't even make any sense that we don't have the Clone Wars Kenobi. That would go great with to have General Kenobi in your Clone Wars connection. That's a main pivotal character. I don't get what's going on there. There must be something. So I don't know. I'm not. I mean,
100%.
I would think because of the blurb that they absolutely have to do this, but
Right.
I'm not. I'm not sure, to be completely honest with you. But do I like it? I think this is awesome.
Nice.
Would I get it? Yes.
Yeah, Denobi, what do you think? Do you think this one will be able to fit on the blurg?
Well, so it'll fit on the blurg if they
You can actually see here
if
the
they ever
shape of
decide
the.
to. This is if you look at this character here, right? This looks like it's going to be 100% R&D from top to bottom, right? And what that means is, can you save some cost by using an existing body? Can you borrow some of the tooling on the other, that we've already invested on and so forth? That's why you could always constantly make Stormtroopers and just add a different paint. That's
Right.
why Hot Toys has always suckered me into Iron Man, and let's add some neon colors. All right, Iron. All right. So is this character good enough, right? This is what you have to ask yourself. We want Quill, we want Cyborg, we want Cara Dune. We could want, but will the community step up? Will the community commit? All right, because I've seen this on multiple streamers on channels from Aries, Collectibles, Sixth Scavenger. I work on the weekends. I listen to you guys, and I do hear the word cancel a lot. I had to cancel this. I had to cancel that. I had to do this. What's the big deal? It was only a $30 NRD. I do hear a lot of that. All right.
No.
So Quill, for his stature, you figure what, 240, right? What around that size is sitting on the Sideshow's website to collecting dust? What about Rocket from Endgame? How did that Ewok sell? Right? That Ewok was probably, I have had to guess, that was 100% R&D on that Ewok. That little adorable little Ewok body, that was something that's cool. I mean, the articulation on the Ewok, the sculpt, the fur, they put a lot of work into that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, but it wasn't enough to move unless you packed them with Leia, right? Rocket too, bargain bin Rocket. Characters of that, are we going to step up? Are we going to commit to a Quill and a blurg? What, 555 too? Huh?
That's what I was about to say. What happened if this is a marketing move that they give us Mando with the blurg, and then they say, you know what, now I'm gonna give it the blurg with Quill. I mean, it's very possible if they decide to do it, because they already have, they show us, and they already have the figure on pre-order, right?
Yeah, and mind you, though, they're looking at the analytics right now as we speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are looking at the analytics, and Aries, you pointed out, the blurg sets are not selling. Well,
nope.
F that. If these cats aren't going to back up the Mando on a vinyl rotocast and blurg, we're not going to pump out a Quill. So I never believe anything from Hot Toys unless it hits pre-order. They can show off, they can flex, they can do all they want. They can show Anakin on a 1/6 scale starfighter. They can show their vehicles all they want, and in the end, it's hard. And then here's the kicker too, right? Hot Toys in the next year, probably in the next 12 months, they're going to get some real numbers from the Star Wars community. All you guys out there loving all this stuff, let's hope you step up to bat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope, because I can promise you now, I bet you Sideshow is sharing those analytics. We're getting dumped with a lot of cancels here. No one's back, small batch pre-order for the heavy Mandalorian. Nobody liked the Mandalorian. Well, the heavy Mandalorian only became a grill because nobody backed it up.
Right.
Pretty much. And you know what? I'm just gonna add to what Denobi said, in the sense of Hot Toys has been using like different bodies for different figures. But one of the figures that we've seen so much happening is, everyone knows it. What do we have now? We have Grogu Mania. everything Grogu right now. Everything is being thrown at us. We have Grogu on Best Commander. We have Grogu on Ahsoka. We have Grogu on the Scout Trooper. We're gonna have Grogu now by itself on a 6 scale, scale. And will this be a kind of like a recurring theme that we're gonna be seeing from Hot Toys, giving us Grogu pretty much everywhere? And you need to remember, if Hot Toys decide to pull the trigger of Bespin on Mando Luke, they're gonna throw a Grogu out there. I mean, that's no brainer. They have to throw a Grogu there. So, Aries, what are your thoughts about this Grogu mania going on?
Well, I think Grogu is, personally, I think it's the greatest thing that's happened to Star Wars in a long time. I personally don't have a problem with it. To me, this is more of an accessory pack for people that want to do that. I wish they would actually come out with more accessory packs. Honestly, they should actually come with the figure, but that's a different story. But I have no problem with Grogu. I think it's one of the greatest things that's happened to Star Wars. Just a lot of people, have that Baby Yoda that whole mania going there. So I don't have a problem with this. And, it's, to me, this is, it's
cute.
It's cute. I don't think it has the, I don't know if it comes with the articulation that they said the Ahsoka
and it's half
with the
body
DX,
as well, right?
With the DX Ahsoka comes with. I know that one.
And it's just
it says in the description, you can move the, it has articulation. So I don't know. But I think this is an accessory pack. I don't have a problem with it. For me, I know it sounds weird. I'll probably pick up, and I've been planning on it, the quarter scale Grogu by itself. I have no interest in the quarter scale Mandalorian. But, for my collection, this is about 3.5 inches tall. So regular Yoda from Attack of the Clones, about 5.5 inches. So while it'll be out of scale, if I get the 1/4 inch one, I'll be able to put it on a display base and put him in there. It'll be a little bit bigger, but it'll still be a lot smaller than Yoda. And then for people that come over my house, they won't notice the scale. They'll just be like, you and Kenobi would notice it, but my aunt ain't gonna notice it. So, and for me, that one has a lot of cool stuff. So I'm gonna pick that up because he's such a small guy. But no, I don't. I think this is good.
Good.
Again, like I said in the beginning of your show, and I also said it in my video this week. While they're giving us, and you can bet that Disney Plus is gonna, Grogu's gonna be back. Grogu's a huge thing. It's huger than the Mando himself. Yeah. But they have to mix in, there's a reason why Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau brought in Luke. There's a reason they're bringing in these legacy characters. You already have Star Wars does have a foundation. You can't forget about that foundation. Even if you just tease something, it goes a long way with being like, fans and us collectors who are going, oh, look at this. And yeah, even if it's just child's play or they're just doing that to, they have no real mean to do it. I mean, it's almost like from a marketing perspective, I think they just miss it a little bit. But anyway, I have no problem with Grogu. I think this is a good. I'll be getting this.
Denovi?
Oh, this is a great stocking stuffer. Depending on when it gets shipped out, it's a great price point. I know a lot of office gals that love Baby Yoda, and to have something like this on your cubicle desk, looking this adorable, it's a no-brainer. It's going to sell very well. It may not be for most of us old veteran collectors, but if you are looking to get a really nice high-end gift for a friend, a family, if you just need another, this right here, I'm going to tell you right now, this right here is an A+. This is going to it's going to blow everybody out the water. I'm going to end up getting it. Again, everything that was announced by Hot Toys, I didn't see anything there that made me do a cartwheel down to the pre-order button. But it was Grievous. But everything here was like, all right, well, when it drops in a couple of years, right, then I'll revisit that idea that I would like to pick this up. Because is there a release date on this?
This one is estimated January 2026. And I honestly think that this one we might see at the end of the year. Through Q4.
Perfect. It'd be a great, like I said, if you really want to get something really nice, that is a big Baby Yoda fan, Grogu fan. Because most fans still call him Baby Yoda. My boss still calls them. So something like that on their desk as a kiss-ass gift. Oh my God, would go light years.
Yeah, right. Hey, I want to race. Here we go, Baby Yoda for you. Oh shoot.
This is selling good. Like it's selling better than, way better than the Blurg and those expensive sets. And so, and I pointed it out this week earlier too.
I never doubted. I never doubted that it would not sell. I'm like, oh, that's an easy. It's. I mean, if you really want to, I mean, it's an easy cash grab. I mean, it really is. It is.
No, it is.
It is a lazy. I would say, if anything, it's a lazy cash grab.
yeah, pretty much, because they're reusing everything. They're just making. I mean, they have the head sculpt from the Scout Trooper already.
Yeah,
they have this head sculpt from the Beskar Mando, and obviously these two little accessories. The little cat with the frog, new, and then this one they kind of have the mold for this. So yes, it is an easy thing for them to do. So I won't be surprised if we will see this by the end of the year, Q4. Even though it's set to be released Q1 2022, I will definitely get it, because again, that's what I do. I'm going to show you guys everything when I get it, and because it complements very well the Mandalorian, the Beskar Mando as well. You can actually use this accessory with that Beskar Mando, and the accessory for the Beskar Mando, use it with the OG Mando. So it's kind of funny how they did their accessories, which we discussed this many times before. They do it for a reason. They know what they're doing. They're gonna give you stuff that doesn't match with this one, but it will match with the other one you have behind it, and you will buy both because you want to get it right. You want to match your accessories and all that. So it was a pretty clever move. I think it wasn't a surprise, because they will definitely have to throw some Baby Yoda to the people, because they have to do it. That's their money maker.
Yeah,
and they had to do it. And talking about how things are selling, we're just gonna jump to the the Hot Toys Star Wars bestsellers so far, and we have some some kind of interesting moves right here, Aries. So I'm just gonna see if I can actually do this the right way. There we go. So we have, Ahsoka is still number 1, but look who's number 2.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And that's looking at your screen there, because I don't have it up. That's Echo, right?
That's Echo, yes.
Yeah. So what that's not showing you, and is actually Grievous, which is actually right ahead. It's actually ahead of Echo.
Yeah.
Right now. But
because I think it's only by the Hot Toys, I believe.
And that's interesting. But anyway, yeah. I mean, the big releases that they had was Echo. That you showed there on the screen. If you could scroll it back, or
sorry, I'm gonna actually refresh it, because I think I just sorted by Hot Toys only. So that's why I want to show.
You're seeing there, as you're refreshing it, you're seeing still number 1 is the Ahsoka Tano Deluxe from 2.5 weeks ago, whenever that was.
Yeah.
So that was the big deal. And then Echo, it's a clone. It looks sick, so I think it's reflecting it, and it's right there. The Stormtrooper's a good buy, so not surprised with that there. I think that was their 2 strongest releases. I mean, but look at the Grogu that we were just talking about. Right. It's right next to Rex.
It's coming,
and above the Ahsoka non-deluxe. So I think that these are sitting, where they were, where we thought. Now, I will tell you, if they would have come out with their own Grievous, it would be ahead of everything, and it would be ahead temporarily of. It would have been ahead of Ahsoka. It would have blew everything away. If they would have came out with that Luke that they teased with the Dark Trooper, it would have took Ahsoka down. But none of these releases have yet taken Ahsoka down. We were talking about which ones would, but I think this is tracking, like I said in my video earlier, the other day, pretty much where I feel about it. And then you can see the Blurg over there and them. And as, Kenobi and you were talking about, Kenobi was talking about, it's low.
So what do you think, Kenobi? You see the market going, some figures like the Stormtrooper, for example, Commander, jumping up quick as well? Like,
the Stormtrooper is always going to sell. There's always a market for, as long as you change the different pattern style on a Stormtrooper, it's always going to sell. The best example of that was the Remnant Stormtrooper. There is a select group of hot toy collectors that all they do is collect Stormtroopers. So once you know that, never underestimate a Stormtrooper. Well, I'll be more specific, minus the prequel Stormtroopers and the snow that are still sitting there collecting dust.
They're probably gonna be sitting there for like a long time.
Yeah, but but it's a safe bet that if it's a classic trilogy or a prequel trilogy Stormtrooper, it's probably going to sell. But anything from the prequel sequels are no. I like the Sith Trooper. What was all that about? None of that is going to go. But I'll end up getting them. Like I said, I'm not going to have my money tied up on that when it drops. I absolutely will be picking up because I myself have been going through a Stormtrooper kick as well too. I do have a section where all I'm doing is just collecting Stormtroopers, and I'm loving it. I'm like, oh, this is fun. Every different, it's a lot of fun, and it's not a scary price like the other stuff. I try to how I tend to strategize when I'm going after certain, because I'm very conservative with Star Wars. I don't grab just about everything from Star Wars. I try to look at the B list and the C list characters on the Star Wars pre-orders. Well, everybody has their eyes focused on Ahsoka Tano, and they think it's the cat's meow and all that nonsense. I look at the characters like the Tusken Raider, like the IG-11. Those are my main concerns. Those characters, the Dark Trooper. So while there's a shiny coin being dangled with collectors on Ahsoka Tano and how she's going to end up flooding the market, I'm almost positive. I'll issue out an apology if she doesn't flood the market and she's sitting on Sideshow for a year. But I'm almost positive that with the amount of Ahsoka Tanos that they're producing on both versions, they'll put her right next to the Iron Man Mark L and all the other, and then put her right next to all the other stuff that's going to collect dust. Because what's going to happen is that we're going to follow the trend. We're going to follow Aries. We're going to follow your channel. We're going to follow One Six Scavenger. And we're going to see certain things going on wait lists, but we're not going to see Ahsoka Tano go on a wait list. We're going to see all the B list and C list, and there's a ton. Isn't there a ton of B list characters? Tusken Raider's one of them. The bounty hunter from the Night Watchman, I think he's another one of them.
The Death Watch Mandalorian.
Yeah, the Death Watch. Yeah, I think he'll be one to keep an eye on. And I don't have my list in front of me. I actually had a printout list around here because I have to study that because I don't want to fall victim to the secondary market. And I do want certain characters. The Tusken Raider, I think, is one of the ones that's going to piss people off. That's a character that can span all IPs, right, Aries? I mean,
yes, absolutely.
And he's not trending very well. So you can have multiple Tusken Raiders in a set, and you can have a phenomenal set with the Tusken Raider. It's a
sleeper.
It's a sleeper. The other one too, the bad guy from the Mandalorian. I cannot think of his name. He's another one I'm keeping an eye on.
Moff Gideon, right?
Moff Gideon. Yeah. I think people are ignoring him, and I think that's going to be a scary one. I get the impression that Moff Gideon is going to be like Krennic, and it's going to piss a lot of people off.
I totally agree. You're hitting it right on the head.
Yeah. So that's how, so I listen, I watch when I'm working here on the weekends, and I listen to all that. And those are the characters I watch. Ahsoka Tano and Grogu, no, they're gonna make a ton of her.
Just like the best car,
the best car armor with Grogu, they're making a ton of him.
So many.
So I just want to give a quick. Sorry, guys. I just want to give a quick shout out to Penny Westerman because he told me how to get this list. Again, Aries is the expert on this thing. He can just navigate this like this. I'm not. So so thanks for the tip. So you can see Ahsoka number 1. Yeah. You can see Grievous. No surprise here. I mean, this guy is beautiful, man. I just can't wait to have it.
Yeah.
Then we have Echo, again. Is a Bad Batch. You can't go wrong with that.
Mhm.
And then we have one that I wanted to talk about as well, Ahsoka Tano premium format.
Mm.
I don't know if you are more into statues as well. I believe.
I dabble a little bit. I think this is a beautiful piece. I think it's going to sell very well, but it's not going to sell to the hot toy collectors. It is going to be gobbled up by predominantly statue collectors.
Statue collectors. Right.
Because statues. Well, first of all, it's a statue and it's a sideshow statue. This isn't going anywhere anytime soon. All right.
I'm not into statues. I'm not. I'm not Easy probably is gonna get this one now because he's into statues as well.
It's a beautiful piece.
It's a beautiful piece. I was very impressed actually. I was like, damn, this look. And I like the statues. Don't make me wrong. I don't get it because I have the space. If I would have the space, I will also get them. Yeah. But this one is a very nice one. I really like. And it's for what? 500.
Yeah.
65.
How tall is she? She's 20 inches.
About 20 inches.
20 inches tall. So
14 wide.
And then 14 wide. So she is a DTOF eater. She will consume a good.
Unless you have mother cases.
Yeah. You'll have to remove a shell. And that's the thing with statues too. My only gripe with statues is that they consume real estate. And
they do. Yeah.
I'm greedy. I like to have a big collection. But statues are needy individual pieces. And most of us live off the DTOF diet, right? Which is one of my other concerns too with the blurg. That blurg is not going to fit inside a DTOF.
No. You need to put it in a bigger space for sure.
You're gonna need
module cases.
You're gonna need
Curio something bigger.
Yeah. That was one of the things the Sideshow happened to like. This thing is super tall, super wide. It's gonna need its own real estate. But no, this is a beautiful piece. I think it's going to sell very, very well. It's not going to sell out. It is Sideshow and it is a statue. But it's not going to cater to our clan as much. If that makes sense. I only got the Rancor because I did the math and I verified that this thing is in 1/6 scale. This is a true 1/6 scale Rancor, which blew my mind that Sideshow did not use that angle to advertise it, but apparently they didn't need to because it was a limited run. So I knew that I wanted the Rancor, and I knew that this is a perfect piece that can, in true 1/6 scale, blend in with my collection. But by no means, like I said, I have Jabba over there. That's the Jabba.
And I wanted to ask you this yesterday. You went on Nate's live stream, and I wanted to ask you. You needed to leave. Would you recommend that one? Because I that's the only thing I want to get that piece so bad, but I'm thinking about, I don't know, like, because my space is a bit limited. When I get the module cases, I'm gonna have more space to display the figures in a better, wider display. So, I mean, you have it. Obviously, you love it. You know
It's the problem. I'm going to tell you what the problem is with this
please.
Jabba Sideshow. What's really pissing me off. I want the Max Rebo band. I want the Jabba's Denzians. I want them all. And I want to populate. I want the whole arena. It is such a segue piece. It's dangerous. It really is. I love it. It's one of my, that's why Jabba gets its own module case, because it's.
Is that a DF what?
The DF 120, yeah.
120.
He gets it, and I want more. And the only reason I bought Lando and Skiffguard was because he was part of Jabba. I would have never put my hard-earned money into a Sideshow figure, only because he works with the setup. But no, I mean, and that's it. I mean, I try not to go too big into statues, but the Sideshow, they did a phenomenal job on that. I think they did a phenomenal job on the Rancor for the price point. Believe it or not, for the price point compared to other competitors out there that are offering a similar Rancor statue. I'll stand behind the statue Rancor by any day. And apparently it sold so well that they're releasing a 1/12 scale Rancor, which was teased in the live stream. You guys saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saw that they're little miniature Rancor. So it's one of my favorite pieces. But like I'm going to segue to Aries here. You know, you just pick and choose your battles. It's gonna yeah. See, it's a Sideshow statue. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to sell out. At least for a while anyway. But when it comes to Hot Toy Star Wars, yeah, just keep an eye on the B list and the C list characters. That way you're not jumping off a bridge because the Night Watchman Bounty Hunter is now at $500 because nobody pre-ordered him.
Okay.
I got a real quick question if I could ask him, Dante. So
yeah, sure.
Tell me, what is your take with this whole limited edition thing? Your experience with Sideshow with the Grievous. Well, what do you think about that figure and the way that it's selling right now? Do you see that selling out temporarily, then bringing it back? Do you just see that just sitting in stock continually? What does it mean with that?
No, they are investing in a large a PO, a purchase order, right, through their Chinese manufacturing, and based on their first pre-order when they set it up, I dabbled in retail, so I'm assuming that in the next, this is me speculating, folks. Mm-hmm. In the next 30 to 90 days, right? Once they have an average number, let's say 10,000 pre-orders have been collected, mm-hmm. They'll probably submit their pre-order to their Chinese manufacturer at 11,000, maybe 12. They'll order a little bit more stock, right? And that way they'll submit that pre-order, and then when that shipment comes in, right, and it sells out, oh, we're still collecting pre-orders, then they'll strike up the press again and build up a large amount of pre-order. Sideshow has a habit of doing this with certain characters. They've done this with C-3PO. I think C-3PO it's on their third batch, I think. Mm-hmm. This is their third pre-order run for C-3PO. They did it twice on the Empire Strikes Back probe droid. I think they did 2 runs on that. So they'll keep striking the print and press if they get enough traction. Once the pre-orders drop down and the interest, then it's dormant. It's kind of like the Disney Vault with Sideshow. They'll throw the old molds in the vault, and then they'll revisit it in a few years down the road or so forth.
It's funny you mentioned batches, right? When it was up for pre-order, I think it was June to August, right? Or was before that? I think it was June to August, the first batch, right? Now,
for which character? For C-3PO?
For this one. Now, just going back to Grievous real quick, because you mentioned batches. So because this has been changing, though. This change. It was before, it was June to August. Now it's August to September.
You're right.
So
they've already started their purchase order submit. That's right. That's a perfect tip right there. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're writing the check and you're sending it to the manufacturers.
Hey, there you go. There you go. There you go.
There you go. That's all the waves. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think, and this is not a limited edition. Don't fall for that shenanigan from Sideshow. That's smoke and mirrors from Sideshow. Mm-hmm. From Sideshow. Unless now Sideshow is honest though when they have a number, based on my experience. So a limited run of 300, a limited run of 500. That's when they're honest with their limited editions. But I don't see. Yeah, there's nothing limited. There's no number, right? There's just all they're using is a limited edition. So that's smoke and mirrors there. Yeah, Yeah, that's the smoke and mirror. But again, again, it's not stopping me from buying it.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
hell yeah, yeah. I
it's-
mean,
it's not looking.
with all
But-
the improvements, I mean,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
it's really a no-brainer. And this is a
Yeah.
wake-up call for everyone. You see what happened with Grievous at the beginning,
Yeah.
right? With this, I don't know, almost $1,000 in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
You know, you need
It's,
to just.
especially for one that
This is your time.
supposedly is not broken. Or
Yeah.
Well,
I wasn't paying attention. The Osaka Tano statue, was there a number attached? Was there a limited edition number to that?
that's a good point. Let me look for
If
it.
not, if there's no number, where that Osaka Tano statue is going to sit on there. Once it delivers, it'll be on their inventory for about a year, maybe even more.
Oh, really?
Unless there's a number. Unless that's what you're looking for.
they'll just keep
There's a
making it.
number.
Like the Grogu they have, their Grogu statue.
Their Grogu statue, there's not a number. They're gonna print that thing out until
It says
the printers run out.
limited. It says limited.
That's
edition
show.
as well.
Unless there is a number.
How would you know that?
So if you search for the Rancor statue, you'll see limited edition 600. That's the sense of urgency. And I knew that. And I've told this to a few people, but PJ, Paradox Nerd, was talking to him. He pushed me over the edge because we were talking on Instagram, and I thought for some weird reason that this Rancor was going to sit for a while. And I saw that number. I'm like, oh, that's right. Sideshow has always been honest with their numbers. They've never lied.
Yeah.
Limited edition. That's what you're looking for.
600. Yeah. I think he'd review it as well on his channel. I
Yeah.
actually was watching it.
Yeah.
I was thinking to get it, but again,
yeah.
I don't do statues, but that's what I
So-
love about statues, because they're very detailed and very nice.
So
I have to give that to.
I'm gonna share this with you. So Sideshow is very honest with their limited edition numbers, but they can find a loophole. They can re-release that Rancor again under a different IP now with a different paint application.
Absolutely.
So a limited run of Star Wars Unleashed. That's when the Rancor had like the Battle War paint and stuff like that. So they can re-release that exact same mold, because I'm pretty positive they spent a fortune on this mold. This is an original fiberglass cast and mold. So are we going to see that size again? Probably. But
is that the one you have over there?
That's the one I have, yeah. So we'll probably see it in a different IP. If this Rancor shows up in a Mandalorian season 3, there you go. That's
right.
Yeah,
and it is possible too, though.
Yeah, it's very
right?
it's very
possible, because still within the time frame, right?
Yeah.
Hey Dante, could you put up Penny of Vaswin's comment? So it's interesting to me that so maybe this is going to happen. Is this what they usually do? Sideshow, they'll put up a number eventually, or no?
Well, Ventress doesn't have a number. Is there a number associated with the Ventress statue on Sideshow?
Sideshow, hold on, let me take a look real quick.
Yeah, if somebody can fact check that, because I want to say the Ventress is going to be around for a while, unless there's a number. The numbers are what they have to honor.
Yeah, I would think that they would honor that number.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they put it
There
up.
you go. But beautiful right there.
Wow.
So when she's gone, she's gone. You're not going to ever see the statue again.
No, I think
Really?
he was saying
Not
that,
even a repaint?
that originally when this came up, though, that it didn't have the 3,500. I think that's what he meant.
Oh, I see that they went up in.
So when
it
he's
was
saying
at
it isn't set
3,500,
yet,
but now it is 4,500.
Yeah.
So it went up another 1,000. So do you? No, since you're more experienced, than me in this area, do you think that that's a possibility as well, that they release a limited edition with, let's say, 1,000 units, and then they increase it to 2,000 or 3,000? Is that a possibility too?
So the way that you can modify the limited edition numbers is the exact same tactic that Hot Toys uses when they have a limited edition die-cast Iron Man figure. So exact same figure, but now we're going to throw in a holographic Iron Man. Technically, this is now the special edition because of that stupid little hologram, right? And collectors like me go gaga for that crap, right? Remove the hologram. Now it's a regular edition. So now you can say, hey, so that Ventress, the one that you just saw, didn't she have a different outfit? Isn't there a different accessory or something that made her different So that's what you're looking for. So did you see the cape? And so they can re-release her without an accessory that's missing or something that's been slightly modified.
Or adding something extra, maybe.
Exactly. That's how you can get past that. It's like, hey, this is where we're doing Ventress again, but the cape is missing or something,
or changing something here in the diorama.
Yeah, it's typically an accessory that can be added or subtracted that can get you that.
Now, right, because I'm in the impression that, okay, if you release something like this with a limited edition number, right, and then you buy it, and then all of a sudden it's 5,000, I'm like, come on, that will throw a lot of collectors off, right?
And that's one of the reasons too. I've never really went heavy into statue because my collection, I curate my collection like a museum. I get bored. I'll have something for 3 or 4 years. I'm like, all right, I don't care what I'm going to get for you. You're going to get sold, right? It's just how I am. I keep things fresh. I get bored. Getting into the world of statues is such a complex engine that brings its own problems. And I've never been happy or confident or safe to go full deep, if that makes any sense.
No, it does make, because I had a collection before this one, and I sold pretty much everything.
Yeah,
and I got the newest one, right?
Yeah,
and then when I wanted to get back the hard to get, I was kind of hoping, okay, let's wait. Hopefully, one day we'll have reissues of stuff. Like then we got Vader, we got Boba Fett, we got a bunch of those, reissued.
Yeah,
so that was a good that was a good lesson for everyone that wants to be or wants to collect.
It is. Statue collecting it's not for everybody. I'm never going to go into 100%. I love Hot Toys. I like collecting and playing with action figures, and that's what I know. That's what I'm experienced at. When I get bored of something and I want to resell it, that's my education. That's what I'm experienced at. The Rancor piece was considered like a one-off. For me, because I knew that it could work with my collection. Right. The Jabba the Hutt is in 1/6 scale. It can work for my collection. If a statue piece can work with my collection, I'll consider it.
Are you into 1/4 scale figures?
No, never, and I never will either.
Will you consider getting the Mandalorian 1/4 scale? Because I'm not into 1/4 scale either. I'm gonna get the actually it's on its way, the 1/4 scale Spider-Man, just because I kind of like the design.
Yes,
but also because I want to do the unboxing review.
the 1/4 scale Mandalorian,
but that one,
shiny, it's pretty, and it's very attractive, and it's gonna sit on the Sideshow's website right next to the Darth Vader quarter, whatever, or any other forever, for a long, long time. I can't say anything bad about them. I get it. More detail. They're great. It's honestly, if I can give out words of advice, 1/4 scale pieces aren't for us. They really are not meant for us. Different price point, different resale price points. If something remember, we just came out of a nasty 2020. A lot of us had to liquidate collections of certain pieces, right? Can you get back what you invested in a 1/4 scale if an emergency happens in your life? Remember, there's a fee associated with eBay. The trick is to always, when you list something on eBay, the trick is that you can get 30%, right? 30% is the number I'm still using. I help people 30% and above. Never sell anything. So if you buy something for 200 and you sell it for 200 on eBay, you're taking a loss.
You lost, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You need to be smart how you buy these figures, though. Like if you see, for example, the Grievous, right?
Yeah.
If you can buy 2, by all means, you should buy 2 and just get that one and just let it sit for a year.
Is anybody buying? Yeah, are you buying the Grievous to play with it? Because I am. I want to play with it.
Yeah, play with that one. I'm buying actually 2 in case I break one. It's my luck, I guess. That's what happened with my Gamora. I was doing the review after I do my photo session. The arm was like. But I was able to fix it, so that's good. I got a new arm. I bought a new arm.
With Hot Toys, there are certain pieces that are meant not to be played with, and then there are certain pieces that are meant to be played with. even though Grievous isn't a hot toy, I mean that and like, oh, this looks like it's a fun product to play with, to post, to take photos, to have all
Right.
sorts of
Yeah.
really,
That's my
yeah.
biggest. That's why I got two, because I'm thinking I'm gonna do the unboxing, the review. I'm gonna do my pictures, and I know something is gonna happen out of that. Grievous is gonna be abused in that session for sure. you know. Um, I think we extended. I mean, it was supposed to be an hour and a half stream, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's been so fun talking to everyone.
It's always a
Kenobi,
blast.
I really appreciate it for you being on the channel.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a spotlight for now, so you can just gonna tell people what. I mean, everyone knows you already, but
I hope
what's next on your
people-
channel?
I haven't been uploading a lot. It's just been a busy year, and like I said, I work from home. But I do listen. I do listen to the streams when I'm here working at home. I put the streams on in the background because I study. I educate myself what, and I mean this in a loving way. I like to know what is going through the minds of rookie collectors. That is so important to me. Not veteran collectors, rookie collectors that just recently, 1 to 2 years, has entered the world of hot toys. And it's that information that I can use to enhance my collection. and I listen to, and when I try to listen to Aries, and because you can learn a lot from a rookie collector, and you can learn a lot from a veteran collector. And when I see rookie collectors getting super excited for certain figures while ignoring other pieces, that's what I use that data to make my moves accordingly.
No, that's actually a very valid point. And you always learn from each other. You always learn from new people. And yes, people send me messages. They ask me for advice about, should I get this figure? Should I not? Should I wait? Should I pass? I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I tell you to do. It's going to be you and your wallet who's going to make that decision, right? So before you get into collection, don't care about what I said. Don't care about what anyone said. Just care about if you can afford it, first of all, and if you are really stick with your budget, right? How are you planning to buy those figures? And if you buy those figures, think about if you may sell it at one point, because life happened. I mean, 2020 happened, pandemic hit, everyone was from home, people lost their jobs, collection.
Yes.
Bye. Any money to feed my family.
Absolutely.
That's a real thing that can happen. So always think about the investment perspective as well, not just buying and buying and buying and buying, but just kind of like you be like, I can swim. You need to be smart how you do it. That's why when I do my reviews, I give my honest opinion, and I don't keep all my figures because I don't have I can keep it if I want, but I don't have space. And because I'm still new to the game, I need to make my money back so I can buy more figures and I can review more figures. It's a flaw. I probably keep most of them, right? But it always be smart when you start collecting. Aries, my friends, you are in the spotlight.
Well, no, and Kenobi's exactly right, and you guys are both right. That's the whole value of what I do, and I appreciate those those props from both you and Kenobi coming in. It's this has been a lot of fun. That's what we do at the Market Value Chart Show. Is we talk about those figures, those bottom feeders, the Kylo Rens, the Rays, the IG-11s, the Death Watch Mandalorians, and a lot of these, and we bring some insight into why it's important to like Kenobi said before, and I appreciate you bringing up that phrase and give me a shout out on that. Don't fall for the hype, but follow the hype, because. And he was bringing up a good point. We haven't gotten into it yet, but we'll be getting there as we get closer to the release. The Tusken Raider, it's a sleeper. You get a lot of figures like that. The figures like the deluxe Ahsoka, the Beskar Mandalorians. There's going to be a ton of those figures, and certainly you have some in a time where right now, where you have the sequel trilogy that there was so much controversy over. And you see how some of those figures do, like the Troopers. But yet you have the Mandalorian and how that's so widely accepted. So you have this storm brewing. You have the hot front and the cold front. And so right now it's a really strange time for Star Wars as it separates itself from the sequels. So you're getting some of these figures, and as you know, all this Disney Plus stuff going on, that you have to pay attention, especially, you know, right now, you know, or before at least Hot Toys, if they ever change their model, which is possible. But yeah, that's the whole value of the show. And this was a whole lot of fun. I hope we get to collaborate more. You know, Kenobi, I know we're talking about that, and Dante. I think it's so good. And we will have a live show tomorrow, you know, 6 p.m. Eastern. We will be live, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. So definitely, everybody, tune on in tomorrow. We're going to have a special guest, Optical 20, will be joining us for the show tomorrow. So we're really looking forward to that, along with Nate from Geeking Out, and we'll have Mike from the Action Figure Cave back with us as well. And we've got a whole lot to go over. But Dante, as usual, thank you so much for having me here. It's a huge honor.
No, thank you guys for being here. It was a pleasure here. Guys, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm close to 4,000 subscribers. Please share the love. Share my content. Thank you, everyone. And 2 reviews are coming up next. We have Kylo Ren. We have 1/4 scale Spider-Man. So stay tuned for those. And that's it. As always, guys, be well. And see you around in the next video. Good night, everyone.
Good night.